Greetings, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Today we will be doing a review of one of the PlayStation Plus games of the month for September of 2024, titled Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. A game known throughout the Harry Potter universe as it was shown in several of the movies. During the video, I'll give you a brief rundown of my experience and perspective of the game and whether it is worth a download or not. I'll give you a quick disclaimer. I spent 2 hours playing Quidditch Champions, and it was solely the multiplayer. Streaming it on my Twitch channel. If you want to check out any future gameplay of any PlayStation Plus game, you can view it on twitch.tv/TheBlackCortez. Now back to business. Starting off, I will mention, even though I spend my time in the multiplayer mainly, they do have a campaign mode. So if online mode is not your cup of tea, there are options. The modes available are campaign, multiplayer, as well as exhibition and practice. But before you have access to any of that, the game will start you off customizing your first character. Then you will have to go through a tutorial period. The time in which it takes to go through the tutorial period isn't super long, for what it has to offer at least, but you will be spending some time there. I finished at about the 50-minute mark during my Twitch stream. Each part of the training will explain a position to play, and then they'll take you through a mock game to try out that position. So first it was the chaser that was introduced, which is the most numerous position on the field. In a full game, each team will have 3 chasers. They will be going after the ball, which in the universe it is called a quaffle. That will be used to score points by being thrown in one of the goals at the opposing team's end. Next, they'll introduce the keeper, which is basically the goalie of the game. Their position is pretty self-explanatory. You keep the ball out of the goal. You keep the ball or the quaffle out of the goal. And they're pretty simple. That's my favorite one to play, honestly. Then there's the beater. It is explained that the beater is basically like the enforcer of the entire area. And so they have an interesting position. The beater basically, their main source of defense is through these metal balls that are called bludgers that you can summon and knock at an opponent, which will daze them or with enough hits will knock them off their broom. They can also tackle opponents when they get up close enough to do so. So yeah, they're basically the enforcers of the match. And lastly is the seeker. You know, before I talk about the seeker, one thing about the beaters is that they can't pick up the ball at all, or they can't pick up the quaffle, which is interesting. That's a unique thing about the beaters. So they're strictly defense in a sense, defense through offense. So lastly is the seeker. The seeker, which is the most recognizable position, in my opinion, as this is the position that Harry Potter played in the books and in the movies. The main focus of the seeker is to catch the golden snitch. Now, in the game, Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, it's worth 30 points in the multiplayer mode once a seeker catches the snitch, but the game continues going on. So unlike the movies, the game doesn't end as soon as the seeker catches the snitch. So they're pretty interesting. They're also the fastest on the field. You'll quickly find that out. Then finally after that, they'll take you through one more mock game to break down so you can try out all of the positions. And then you'll have access to the aforementioned modes. The campaign, the multiplayer, the exhibition, and the practice. But the look of the game, I liked. I enjoyed the look, the art style. The art style is like I'll explain it as like a bulky, clay, almost cartoonish type of look. But it's fitting for the intensity of the game. Each player of the team as well, you can customize. Actually, as soon as you get done with training for one of your characters and roles, you will be creating a new character for the next role. So keep that in mind. It's a healthy amount of options too that each character has when it comes to customization. You can customize the physical look of a character, the clothing, the broom, and some miscellaneous items as well, like a wand or some face accessories. The sound of the game, the sound design is pretty, it has a nice touch. I'll say. The hits sound satisfying, whether you're dishing it out or you're on the receiving end. And the background music is mainly like the announcer type, like things that add to the game. So yeah, like I said, the announcer, the clock counting down when the ball is, or the quaffle is being put back into the field of play. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, the background music can easily kind of miss you. So I think this is one of those games that you can put music on in the background and it won't interrupt the flow of anything. Unless you're playing campaign. All in all, the game gives a Rocket League type of vibe. It's Rocket League on brooms and with more characters in play. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, then this game will be right up your alley, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan. Even if you are solely a Harry Potter fan, but sports games and sports-like games aren't your thing, I'd still say this is worth trying out. You don't have to jump into the multiplayer if you don't want to. I definitely enjoyed the game. It took a while to get used to the flying, but it gets easier the more you play, and you'll get more depth to the movement. But this PlayStation Plus Game of the Month is worth a download, in my opinion. I definitely think so. That's my verdict. Remember, all the games of the month you should be adding to your library anyway. Get your money's worth, people. Follow me on YouTube and Twitch at The Black Cortez for more content like this. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.